Hello, my friends. For this week's video, I want to talk to you about spring ritual because if you're like me living in Australia, we are really truly in the spring weather now. And obviously, if you're in Europe or US, then you in Northern Hemisphere, you'll be in autumn. But I think the idea of what I'm going to share about rituals for the season will apply because if you have been following me or reading my books for a little while, you would know that I often say it's so important to live according to the season, the cycle, whether it's your monthly work and life planning around it, or whole life with the whole four season, whether it's the way you eat, the way you move, and go with the flow with the season and the cycle is actually really going to be productive and help us to move along with the season. And it's just for me so makes so much sense. And therefore, when we now just really stepped into spring, actually we started I think more than a week ago, truly, but it was a bit cold last 2 days, so I postponed recording this video. But if you are in Australia like myself, I hope you'll find this spring rituals ideas going to be useful for you. Now, I'm a big fan of rituals, and if you don't like the word, you like routine, like people sometimes say morning routine or morning rituals, and some people get put off by one word or the other. I like the word rituals because for me there is intention behind it. Routine almost imply it's something that automatically you do, you don't have to think about it, and which has good advantage when there's something you don't want to think, you just want to have this good habit. Sometimes this automatic thing, it's a great thing. So that if you call it routine, habit, all that stuff, it's great. But the word ritual definitely has a connotation or imply more to do with intention and what's behind it. Or and I love rituals because I do believe everything we do should be on point with purpose and meaning, and not just random. And um so for me, spring is one of my favorite season because it's all about new beginnings. It really is about starting fresh, and the weather and the colors and the food and vegetables are often really great. So it's one of my favorite season. And I think I want to record this video is also because tomorrow, Tuesday, for us in Australia, it's going to be full moon in Pisces. And if you've been following astrology, you would know that this is a very emotional full moon. So a lot of emotion may get stirred up, and dreams and things like that may pops up and really may make you feel quite intense. I mean, often I speak from a personal experience. I definitely think this full moon is full of surprises, full of emotional high. And funny enough, I felt this is a really good time to talk about spring rituals because for spring, it's all about bringing in the new, go with like leave out the old. And I think to bring in new beginnings, sometimes we need to get stirred up a little bit so we know what we need to get rid of or what we want to look forward to. It's a good beginning of a cycle. So it's probably normal to feel a bit stir up, emotional, or uneasy or almost restless. And that's okay. Just think about it. This is going to be a new cycle, new beginning. And we put the intention into what is going to come. That also help us to follow on. And I don't know, I just like that concept of even if we don't feel 100% great or our usual self, or some things may not go our way, this is a new beginning, so then will be a lot more to come, and it's up to us what we're going to do now or how we're going to place in our mind in order to have the right mindset and so forth to go forward. So anyway, I want to share with you a few things that I do for my spring rituals. I'm a very practical person. I do all this not because I'm witchy wooey, a tiny bit definitely, but more or less, I said I just think that these things that I'm going to share with you going to bring in more fun, great for your health, and generally just perfect thing to do during this time. So sometimes when my friends hear what I do, they say, "Oh yeah, that's great. I want to do that too." So I thought, why don't I just share with you what I do, what I call spring ritual, as in put intention behind it. It's going to be new beginnings, bring in the energy of spring, and enjoy it. So the way I organize it is often with the four elements. So first I think about with air what I'm going to do. So for spring, I like to open the windows and doors, especially when it's a little gentle breeze. And with like today, there's like really great sunshine. Obviously, open your door and windows, let the air come in and clear the old air. And if you have, laundry, definitely great time to hang them under the sun, or even just to air your cupboard, open all the doors of the cupboards and drawers and all so forth. It just bring in the new energy, and I love that. And then another element is water. And I love to use room spray. I make mine. Sometimes I buy some as well, but I love spray because it's so easy. You can take a room spray and you can just split it all over the place. And there's so many great blends out there. And obviously, I'm a big fan of Perfect Potion. And you can find really great blends to relax or clear the space. Or there's some really great ones for children. They will love the smell because my kids love those citrus and orangey things. So whatever spray that works for you, spray it all around, make it really smell nice, because I love that fresh feeling when you use sprays. Or you also can use diffuser, obviously, to diffuse your essential oil, or you make up your own room spray, or you can buy a new spray, whatever it is. For me, that's a water element, and it brings in the freshness, and I love it. So can ask my husband about kids, and there's like, mommy have all these sprays and diffuser all around the house. Anyway, I love it. And actually, another thing I thought of, I want to share, is that I found this is the season I love to make more herbal. You can call them herbal infusion. I call them concoction, because I use quite a bit. Like, I don't know about you, I find sometimes herbal tea tastes really light and just like almost nothing, no flavor. And I like to taste it, even it may be green and grassy, but I like to feel it and taste it. So the way I do my herbal blend, I love to drink herbs in the morning, and I will recommend something very simple, easy to get. There's no point of sharing something it's just gonna so hard to find, right? That's annoying. So I would say you can find maybe springtime would fantastic to have some floral petals in it. So it's pretty easy to get rose petal or calendula, or say chamomile is a big favorite for everyone. And then you can blend it with some peppermint. And if you want to go a little bit more advanced, I love oat straw and nettle. They are great herbs. So basically, you pick what you really like, and I've usually you can make a mixture, or you can just portion it. But I usually use about 2 teaspoons per cup, and I brew it for 20 minutes, and then I drink it with a little bit of honey. It just I love fresh herbal tea in this weather. And a little bit of honey makes it sweet and usually very pleasant for adult and children to enjoy. So herbal tea for me at this stage is great. So something green, something floral, perfect for this spring ritual. Come to earth, I would say gardening is a big one. Whatever you can do, even if you don't have like a pot of land, most people don't even live in the city, even just sorting out your pot plant, just give your plant some love and connect with the soil, or walk bare feet. And if you like to go to the beach, obviously walk on the beach. Even if you're locked down, you can still go to the park to exercise and so forth. Just connect to nature and do something grounding. So could sit on the grass or the earth to meditate, just sit for a while, empty your mind. That's all very grounding. Just connect with the earth. And another one, the last one, is fire. So obviously many people recommend maybe you can burn some incense or resin, or you can have smudge stick made of white sage. All that thing you can smoke around and clear the house. I personally don't like to smoke my house too much. Because partly the fire alarm, partly, my kids freaked out. So usually I use diffuser. But for the fire element, I actually find having just a barbecue dinner with my family just do the job for me, because it's the element of fire. And we can eat outside now. It's pretty warm, and with the barbie there, and it's casual. For me, ritual doesn't have to be all like so super ceremonial. It's something we do to anchor the energy. So if it is a herbal tea for you, fantastic. It's about the intention behind it. So I do all of the above that I mentioned. But you see, it's not very complicated, it's not very hard, but it's about bringing the spring energy. And the intention behind it is out with the old, bring in the new. So if you want this new quarter, this season to bring you, say, new ideas, new inspiration, maybe you need a new strategy with your work or business, or you want a new relationship, or you want a solution of any form, focus on that. You want to bring in something that it's going to better your life and that's going to work well for you and others, and out with the things that doesn't serve you anymore. So that for me is a ritual. It's a movement of the energy, and it is also fun. So one thing to wrap this up is that make sure you write down some of these thoughts and ideas, because I cannot tell you how much I amaze myself by reading what I have put down for new moon and then full moon, what has happened in 2 weeks time sometimes just blow my mind. You don't have to write down everything, but for me is that what do I wanted to plant the seed or ideas, or what's happening bothering me, or what it's really something I'm very grateful for, just a note to for that period, like the new moon, the days before, a couple of days, a couple of days after, doesn't matter, just around the period. Or now full moon is coming tomorrow, Australia. Southern hemisphere will be, I think, tomorrow, Tuesday sometime, I forgot when, but tomorrow. So but now I'm already like pretty much affected by the energy, so a couple of days before and a couple of days after, you will still feel the energy. So it's perfect time to journal some thoughts, and you really see how much you have changed or progressed, or how things have moved when you actually note them down. And it doesn't have to be long and pages and paragraphs. It's just some notes. If you feel like, just take down a few things, but it really helps you to actually make you remember how much you have traveled, how much you have moved forward in your life. So I highly recommend no pressure journaling. So if you like journaling pages, I would highly recommend you to come to my website, download those free pages from my planners. That I have them set that it's very straightforward. You will get the full moon and new moon pages, so you can write things down. Also, when you download the whole pack, there's more information about new moon and cycles and stuff. But it's free. It's really straightforward. It's time. You can just go there and get it now at sealingveto.com. It's right bang in the middle of the homepage, so very easy. And obviously, if you want more, you can get the planners. They're all on sale. They're undated. They're weekly and daily planners that I offer, so you can consider those as well. And of course, with the new season, new things are coming, and I cannot wait to announce my new products. But meanwhile, feel free to use all the free resources I have for you. And if you have any question, suggestion, idea about your spring ritual, please share with me. And so I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I don't know exactly what I'm going to talk about next week, but we'll see. That will be a week after the full moon, so maybe things have moved as well. So speak to you again soon.